We ran out of tape, folks. Did I say to you, this court abides by all the powers of and rights guaranteed to American citizens in the federal and state constitutions, including due process of law? Is that correct? Stony silence. I am entitled to and guaranteed a fair and impartial hearing before 3 fair, unbiased, and impartial judges. Is that correct? Stony silence. Okay, that mission was accomplished. So then I said, the first reason that this court should give me the $3,000 is that John M. Boach, back up. When I finished this last one about impartial judges, is that correct? I said, it's so by the 14th Amendment, Section 3, that if a judge doesn't follow his oath of office, he can lose his job. And if a judge doesn't follow his oath of office, this is 4, he can lose his pension. Then I went on to why what the first error and abuse of discretion, by John M. Boach, that in the Harrison Town Court, that he did not do justice. He did not do substantial justice. In small claims, all you can get is substantial justice. What does that mean? It means money. Money damages is the only thing that small claims can award. The reason that I should get my $3,000 is that there was no hearing, and that's in violation of the Small Claims Act, Unified Justice Court Act, Section 1801. There has to be a trial. The judge has to hear the evidence. The parties have to be able to examine one another. And there's no such thing as making the decision unsubmitted. In other words, summary judgment. There's no such thing. That's the second reason Glendora should be granted her $3,000. The third is that it's a default judgment. Sadly, Stevens Birkenberg, Robert Callaghy are defendants. They cannot defend co-defendants. Charles Dolan, James Dolan, Matthew Dill, Thomas Geiger, Peggy Anderson, Charles Forma, Cecilia Masterilli, and Christine Savarino. Co-appellees cannot defend appellees. And the next reason that Glendora should be giving her $3,000 is that John Boach violated New York State civil practice laws and rules, 2219, which says that a judge has 60 days to decide on a motion. I submitted that case on St. Patrick's Day in the year 2004. I never heard of Boach until April 2005. The fifth reason I should be granted the $3,000 is that not the lawyer for Langelotti, nor, sadly, Stevens Burke and Robert Callaghy submitted a notice of entry. So therefore, Boach's papers are null and void. The sixth reason is that they didn't have any meritorious defense. Nobody disputed the fact that Glendora went out and got these signers. Nobody disputed the facts that Glendora imparted this confidential information, name, telephone number, and address to Cablevision. Nobody disputed the fact that Cablevision called them up, and nobody disputed the fact that they all ran away. And nobody disputed the fact that Glendora had to go out and get new signers, and that this cost hours, dollars, and ergs. And those are the damages. Actually, they're much more than that, but the monetary jurisdiction of the town court and small claims in the state of New York is $3,000. And the next reason I should get the $3,000 is that they had no statutory authority to do any of this. It's not a statute. And Callaghy should never have submitted unpublished opinions, and that I didn't want to go back to the Harrison. I wanted this court to award me the $3,000. At this point, Rudolph said, "That's all." And I said, "But I have 4 more pages." And he rose and he said, "This court is adjourned." Well, now they had to queue, single file, out of the great big platform and down a ramp, and they came quite close to me. And I said to them, "Is this a court of record?" Silence. Second time, "Is this a court of record?" No answer. And I believe I said it the 3rd time. They didn't answer. You know why they didn't answer? Because it is not a court of record, and it should be. How can an appeals court in the state of New York not be a court of record? Well, I think I was up there about 15 minutes. And it was very, very strong, but it's about time that somebody stood up to the judges and asked them, "Did you take an oath? Are you abiding by that oath? And if you don't, you're going to lose your job and you're going to lose your pension?" Here's a good word for you. Alert. Alert. Brisk. Nimble. Lively. Prompt. On the watch. Ready. Vigilant. Wide awake. 10. He must have been asleep. You couldn't, all you could see was his forehead. The microphone or whatever it was covered up the rest of his physiognomy. Well, as I say, it's very, very strong. It could, because it is so strong, it could work. Because it is so strong, it could work against it. I'll keep you posted. I bet you're interested to find out what happens. Okay, I was thinking one thing they might do is remand it to Voch, and I don't want to go back to Voch or the Harrison court. It's a total mess. And then they go out and do this vehicle and traffic stuff to raise money to keep these inadequate and odious, odiously mismanaged courts, and all the crookedness and all their self-interest and complete rejection of the public, the people whose courts they are. Okay. We have to pray for those people. Let me give you their names again. Angio, Little Leo, who's from Westchester Supreme Court, and Rudolph, who's from Westchester Supreme Court, and Tannenbaum, who comes from Suffolk County Supreme Court in the 9th and 10th Judicial District. We have to pray for them all. Okay, it's 3 o'clock. What are you going to rejoice about? The sun. We had some sun, and the aerosol seems to have receded, although there is that dirty white poison haze. But we'll rejoice for the universe, the grand and glorious universe. Just think of it. All the molecules that make you, all the molecules that make bad people, and all the molecules that make good people. So keep your courage flaming. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. At 6:15 Eastern Standard Time, this is the full moon. If we'd got out here earlier, we could have seen it orange. As orange as this sweater. That's aerosol streaking it. So this may be the best you'll get. These are the peanut butter sandwiches that I make for the raccoons. It's 38 degrees. I make them 6. Oh, she likes her new pillow. Her new $5 pillow. She was on the papers here. I'm getting receipts for the Yonkers court. Glendora versus Christine Savarino. And I kind of pushed her off the papers, and she resisted. And then she saw her new pillow. And she sped to it. Well, that pillow's already worth $5. There is one contented pussycat. So Judge Charles D. Wood, City Court, City of Yonkers, wanted receipts. And we are getting receipts. Plus a log. Take a look, for instance, gasoline. Let's see if we can find gasoline anywhere here. This is in 2004. The money that Christine Savarino cost us. Where is gasoline? There it is. See all this? Traveling back and forth. Look at this one. In June, $92. It's going to the Harrison Court and the Rye Court, and getting Langelotti signed, and getting Cacciola to sign. This is November 6th, Monday, folks. How are you this morning? I am looking for receipts and proof of how much money Christine Savarino has cost me, and getting my program off of TV and all the work, the hours and dollars I had to spend getting it back onto TV. And that's what she's being sued for in the Yonkers City Court. And she's the most severe fugitive that I have ever encountered. These have been scrutinized and receipts and proof pulled of the hours and dollars she's taken. You know, it's prima facie. And it's way over the jurisdictional limit of the City Court of Yonkers, $5,000. You know, more like $70,000 she's cost. Well, those are done. And these are to be done. All of these files have to be gone through. These happened in 2004, 2 years ago. .com was over on this desk, sitting on the papers, because she wanted me to do something. And I finally realized what it was. I had put papers on her pillow. So she was asking me to remove this stack of papers. Now, how do you get through a thing like this, folks? It's very easy. First of all, the alone time with God was spent at 6:45 on November 6, 2006. And then every quarter hour thereafter, rejoice. Or you pray for these poor people, like Maurice Cunningham and like Brenda Cherry. They've lost their jobs. And you go to your devotions and you find nice things like this. Let us not love in word or in tongue, but in deed and in truth. You help people. You help people come out of it. You help people to move on to their wealth and success and attainment. God is greater than our heart. Yeah, for sure. If our heart does not condemn us, does your heart condemn you? We have confidence toward God. That is so true. So that's how you get through it. Every 15 minutes you rejoice, and while you're copying, you count your thoughts. And there's been about 70 of them this morning. So what was I saying? You count pure thoughts? And then you think of the funny things that happen in life. A man called up the airlines and he said he wanted to make a reservation from from San Diego, California, to Mishawaka, Indiana. And the reservation clerk says, how do you spell Mishawaka? And the man says, no, never mind. South Bend is close enough. So how much more is there to do? This has to be postmarked tomorrow, 7th. That is done. That is to be done. And this file right here is to be done. And I don't know what that file is over there. That one. And then those have to be done. This is all Glendora versus Charles Dolan in the Rye Court. Glendora versus Ecock in the Phillipstown Court. And Glendora versus, I think there's another, Glendora versus Charles Dolan, Cablevision, James Dolan, Mac Budill, Thomas Garger, Charles Former, Peggy Anderson, Christine Savarino, Cecilia Masterilli. All of these people have done the bad thing of obstructing public access, which is a law. And that's why they're in court. They broke the law. And also in this one, Harrison is Glendora versus Sadly, Stevens, Burke and Burke, and Robert Callaghan, the liar for hire, except that they never gave proof that they were representing the above defendants. Charles Dolan through Masterilli. Now if you go over here, there's 91 volumes in 13 years. November 11th, Armistice Day. And then this one in here is the Harrison case, which was just the oral argument, was just argued on that. I told you about that. So this is why we have 91 volumes and 15 file drawers. Determine that Cablevision shall live by the law of public access. No cable TV operator editorial control, no violation of first come, first serve, no violation of public access shall be served, administered on a non-discriminatory basis, and a cable operator shall not limit or prohibit public access. And what is this pile? This is the instant case, Glendora versus Savarino, in the Yonkers Court. This is the file on this case. The submissions, motion dismiss, counter motion to deny, reply, and surreply. And this is some of the receipts that already have been gathered. The judge said he wanted receipts. And this is the case that it is being written, which is couple of hundred pages. And this has to be postmarked tomorrow. Well, this stack is done. This is all the Rye Court. Okay, and Christine Savarino was a witness. Took the witness stand at that court. Now, what's left? Over here is the Phillipstown Court. And you know what? We ought to go through the White Plains case, too. Glendora versus Cecilia Masterilli. So we have to go through those. And White Plains is over in this drawer. This is today's vegetarian luncheon. A bun, sort of like Texas toast, toasted in the toaster oven. Vegetarian hamburger, cider, carrots semi-cooked. I can't eat them raw because I don't have that many teeth anymore, but I semi-cooked them, then I can chew them. And sauteed onions. No cruelty to animals. No unkindness. No blood. No cholesterol. That makes colon cancer. It makes heart disease. It makes high blood pressure. None of those things. Vegan. All vegan. No animal products. This is Glendora versus Ecock, so let's see if we can find any receipts here. This was before Stephen Toman, who broke many, many laws. 2219, the judge has 60 days to rule, and he took almost a year. And there has to be a trial in small claims. There can't be any summary judgments, and there can't be any decision on the papers submitted. So, and he was sued in the United States District Court in Boise, Idaho. It's 3 o'clock, folks. This paper has to be out by Tuesday, tomorrow, November 7th. It's 59 degrees. It's caressing and warm and sweet. And we are getting the receipts from Ecock. Here are some of the receipts. There's a whole lot more. A whole lot more. And this is how far we are in Ecock. Halfway through. And this is the 4th hour today. And it's 63 hours in all since October 22nd, 2006, Sunday at 8 p.m. Now, it's a good thing that income tax day comes in April and it's warm enough, because the government takes the shirt off your back. 1 John 3. If our heart does not condemn us. My heart would condemn me if I didn't do this. And we have confidence toward God, oh, for sure. And whatever we ask, we receive. Do those things that are pleasing to God. Yep, I have to do this, folks. It would not be pleasing to God if I didn't do this. She's a good kitty. Yeah, she's going on her pillow. The pillow that Glennie brought her for $5. Yes. Oh, she loves her pillow. She's been out playing all afternoon, and then she comes in, and the first thing she does is jump on her desk to get her food. She eats tender bits with brewer's yeast on it. And then she washes, and then she has a nap. Oh, now to resume, folks, our friend Mary brought me these glasses, these magnifiers. Cablevision is ruining my eyesight. And so, here, do you want to put these glasses on? Do you need to see better? Do you need glasses? So that was very nice of her. And I was telling you that we're going to put Rye, Glendora versus the Cablevision bad people. We're going to put that back in the drawer. You think we can make it? It goes in the back. And then we'll put ECOC in front of it. And then here is the Yonkers case, and there must be receipts in there. The Harrison case is in the drawer because it still has work to be done on it after this one is finished. So, here's the drawer. There's two full drawers. This is the White Plains Cablevision cases in this drawer. And so I'm showing you how much .com loves her pillow. And what did one ghost tell you to the other? Frankly, I don't believe in people. So we just have to pray for these people. I think praying is easier than litigation when the courts are so crooked. Rye is in. This job takes 4 hands. Will you help me? I should have asked Mary when she was here. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're on the 7th hour. So, if I were you, I would take this one out, and this one out, and this one. And this one. Not even. Okay, then this one. And this this one. And this one. And now, let's see if this one moves forward. Let's try 2 of them. Oh, okay, 3. All right. Mary. Can you hold it right there? That's too bad. I'm gonna give up, take a rest. Yes. Hurts my back. Makes my back ache. One more. Hi folks, it's November 7th, Election Day, 2006, Anno Domini. We finished the 9th hour of yesterday at midnight, quarter to midnight or half past midnight. And that would be 71 hours total since October the 22nd. Sunday. And what was the job we did? And also this morning, the first hour, making 72 hours, and the second hour, 73. And what was the job? Well, first the cat takes your chair at the copy machine, but here was the job. This is the evidence in Christine Savarino's own handwriting of how she chased away Glendora signers. She would write them, and she would say, "Dear Richard Ogden, as per our phone conversation, I will not process your Access user application regarding the program, A Chat with Glendora, in the Southern Westchester system. I have enclosed the original contract and application as per your request. So she chased away Richard Ogden. She called him up on the phone. She said things that made him back down. If you wish to contact Glendora directly, her number should be a comma there. Her number is 631-425-0304. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact Brenda at 914-378-4521 or myself at 914-835-5543. But they don't tell you her extension, which is 16. Christine Savarino, under her own hand. And how many are thee? There are at least 25 of them. This whole stack. So now, let's tell the court that number one, they never notified Glendora. Glendora didn't see any of this. Glendora was not given a copy of this. How's that for Neanderthal? How's that for being mean-spirited? And what is the whole point? To keep A Chat with Glendora off of TV in Westchester. Because Cablevision was told by the courts to put A Chat with Glendora back on TV in Nassau. And now, isn't it prima facie that it cost Glendora time, money, and urge of labor to go out and get the new signers to replace the signers that Christine chased away? Isn't it pretty obvious, court? So just let me give you the hours to make a copy of this evidence that clinches the case that Christine did chase away Glendora's signers. And Glendora had to pay money to go out and get new signers. And Christine is being sued for $5,000 in Yonkers City Court. The stats are 73 hours, and today is election day, November 7th. Beside us to guide us, our God with us joining, ordaining, maintaining his kingdom divine. So from the beginning the fight we are winning. The Lord was at our side, all glory be thine. Did you see that beautiful moon last night? It was full moon plus 1 day. And today, what do you see? Aerosol. It blocked out the sunshine. This is such a fascinating book, full of detail as to God's great creation of this universe. I'm finally up to the part that I want to know most. The sun and the stars. The sun is a ball of gas. The stars are balls of gas. And I want to see what God did. Here's another one that my neighbor gave me. It goes way, way back. 1997 or something. Galaxies. How the universe began, how it may end. Wouldn't you know they do that? You know, that's their trick. Keep the people upset. Keep the people worried so they won't pay attention to the nasty things the governments are doing. Two girls working for the IRS. One said to the other one and says, "Oh, look at this one. 45 years old, no dependents, and he makes $75,000 a year." Ooh, he'd be a good one. .com's pillow is empty. She's usurped Glennie's pillow. This copy machine has done stentorian duty. Now where are we at 2 o'clock on Election Day, November 7th? We're eating cream of celery soup with Mrs. Cubberson's croutons. And we're about to print page 142. I'm going to erase those wrong pages, 123. And this much is printed. Ready. And this is a delicious apple, capital D and small d. And the sky is completely done over with aerosol. And that's a violation of our right to a blue sky. We should have 3 days of rain and 1 day of, 3 days of sunshine and 1 day of rain. The auditor said, he's looking over the books, and he said to the secretary, "What is this ESP? ESP. ESP." And the secretary said, "ESP, that means error someplace." So at 3:35 p.m., we are up to volume 4. We're just about done writing. The rest is printing it. Now we're printing only 2 sets. Never did that before. And this is up to the receipts. Let me show you volume 4. Right here, all of this is done. And that is all that remains. You were a tidy boy, not to put your bananas peeling on the floor. On the bus floor, the mother said as she was riding along with her son in the bus. "Where did you put it?" And the boy said, "In the pocket of the man sitting next to me." The Glendora Happy Book says, "What do you think of the right to work law? Don't you think a right to loaf law is better? And what do you think of yoga? It's a good idea for people who don't like to stand on their own 2 feet." That's page 41. It doesn't get much cuter than that. And it doesn't get much more Faline than that. It's 10:35 p.m. Election Day, November 7th. We are up to page 300 on Glendora versus Christine Savarino in the Yonkers City Court. We finished volume 6, Receipts. Now today, we have spent 10 hours on this, and let's see, 10 hours. It would be 81 hours altogether, ever since October 22nd when I received the decision and order totally in our favor from Duran, Judge Duran III in the Yonkers City Court. And we went to trial on October 25th. A lot of this is post-trial, but a lot of it is the evidence that Christine Savarino did what Glendora said she did, which was to chase away the signers. And it cost money to go out and get new signers, and Christine Savarino owes Glendora $5,000 damages. A whole lot more, but that's the monetary jurisdiction of a city court in New York State. These are the hours and dollars that Glendora spent protecting public access from people like Savarino in Cablevision. And this is added up for the week of October 30th. That would be last week. We're in the middle of this week. And the total number of hours in saving public access from people in Cablevision like Christine Savarino is 3,194 hours. The total dollars in postage, court fees, and travel and is $41,521. From November 11th to 1993, when Cablevision took a chat with Glendora off of TV in Nassau County, to this week, November 8, 2006, is 13 years that Glendora has been protecting public access from people in Cablevision who are like Christine Savarino. Glendora has 41,358 pages of their bad record, 93 volumes, 17 file drawers, 305 mailings, and 1980 lies, such as Savarino and people in Cablevision like her tell, and 1,980 lies and 305 mailings, and it is 13 years. This is 13 years that Glendora has spent protecting public access from people in Cablevision like Christine Savarino. The young man was trying to get a job working on the state dam, and the application asked the question, what does hydrodynamics mean? And the young man wrote, it means I don't get the job. Here's a good pure thought for you folks. We all do extol thee, thou leader triumphant, and pray that thou our defender will be. Let thy congregation escape tribulation. Thy name be ever praised. O Lord, set us free. Pulses of Grace to Christine Savarino. Look at this to-do list that's piled up because of Christine Savarino, Harrison Court, and the Goshen oral argument at the Court of Appeals on November 1st. And then resume Yonkers, Savarino, Glendora versus Savarino and Yonkers. Look at this to-do list that is piled up. But we send Pulses of Grace. This is a consummate to-do list. It includes everything for weeks behind because of Savarino taking a chat with Glendora off of TV. And look at this, chaos. But you watch this. We're going to bring order out of chaos. That's going to be fun. Order out of chaos. And poor little .com, nobody sat with her while she ate. She likes to have you sit with her while she eats. No grass. Nobody played string game with her. Nobody cleaned her ears. But let's have the fun and the joy of bringing order out of chaos. And then meanwhile, we'll send Pulses of Grace to Christine Savarino. Pulses of the strength of grace. The strength of grace. How's that for a pure thought? The strength of grace. And then at 10 o'clock, 10:05, we were 5 minutes ahead, we'll go back to Volume 7, and I think it's going to end at Volume 8, and it has to be served today, November 8th. The Democrats swept the country. Those terrible things that George Bush has done. A war, and murdered father's sons and mother's sons, and spy on America. Let's pray for them all, that they'll know the oneness and the greatness of God, and the beauty and the perfection, and that they'll all be reformed. Can't we find a song to sing to them? Oh yes, here's a good song to sing to them. Open our eyes that we may see glimpses of truth thou hast for us. Place in our hands that wonderful key that will unclasp and set us free. Silently now we pray for thee. Ready our God thy will to see. Open our eyes, illumine us, Spirit divine. Here's a happy little frog sitting in a flower. Do you know, folks, that aging is a matter of the mind? Yes. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
Hi, Bank. It's Glendora.
Hey, what's happening?
How are you, Bank?
Good.
Good. Now, Percy, we have to, you remember when it used to be IOU? You remember that? Now it's IO everybody.
It's not here today, actually. I sent it down to a call block.
What's that?
It's kind of like designated time for her to call customers that she hasn't reached out to in a while.
Oh, okay. Where does she do that?
She does it in White Plains.
Call block sounds like cell block.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the times that's how they feel.
That's White Plains is where, going to White Plains is where she got injured.
Yeah, I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, it's on 684, you know. She was going to a class, a bank class in White Plains.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's when the truck hit her in the rear end and ruined her back.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that it was actually to work, or because of work.
Oh, yeah, it was because of work. She was going to a class. And it was stop and go on 684. I don't know if you're familiar with 684, but it's stop and go very often. And this truck just got her.
Rear-ended her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she told me about her accident, but she never told me that it was because of work.
Yeah. It's sad, isn't it? And she hasn't been the same since. So I'm hoping for a complete recovery. I pray for that woman. I send her pulses of the strength of grace.
That's right.
Yeah, and
a good client of hers.
and get just heal that, and she'll never. And of course, all present blessings continue. You don't pray for anything new unless you ask for all the other blessings to continue, Percy.
Correct.
Yeah, you could lose one for another, you know. Okay, honey.
All right.
Yes.
You take care, Glendora.
I thank you very much.
If I don't talk to you, have a happy Turkey Day.
Oh, I would never kill a turkey, honey. I'm a vegetarian.
Have a happy broccoli day.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
And dressing.
Exactly.
And squash and onions.
I like onions.
And pumpkin pie and mince pie.
That's right.
But I would never kill an animal to eat. Percy, on Thanksgiving Day 2 years ago, I had 7 live turkeys crossing my field.
Really?
Yeah. They knew where to come. They knew where to come. Take care, Percy.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's done, folks. Or that is, it's written, and it's printed, and it's collated, and it's stapled, and it's labeled. Here it all is. 96 hours and 138 pages. 2 sets. The Glenn gets the paste up. Judge Wood gets 1 set, and Evil Sarok, for whom I'm praying, gets the 2nd set. Now I have until my neighbor comes at 2 p.m. to take me to the post office to serve this and to do the laundry. I have exactly 40 minutes. You think I'll make it? 20? Yeah, 40 minutes. The man went to Atlantic City and he vowed that he would not bet any money, he would only bet mentally. He would watch the wheel go round and round and he would bet only mentally. And sure enough, he lost his mind. Rainy all day on November 8th, 2006, Wednesday. And the blue jay came to the stoop and ate the crumbs of .com's vegetarian food. And I also put out crackers which the blue jay ate and tried to keep him from getting soggy with the rain. We thank you, God, for the afflatus. It must be your best one yet. Amen. I'll read it to you folks when we get the job consummated of serving it, postmarked November 8th, 2006, Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. Let's go serve it. Let's go serve it. There it is. This poor tree lost another branch. Look at all that hard work that God does to make a tree. Look at all that wood. So another branch fell off. And it was in the middle of the road, and good citizen Daniel stopped. Actually, he went by. And then he backed up and he came and he moved these two great big pieces, so he's a good citizen. And then I got out a shovel and pushed what I could of the debris over there, and now the road is passable. And I didn't show it to you, I didn't videotape it for you.
Absolutely right. Now we're in a bad state. We have a media, Tom Jefferson told us free press is what makes people free, and we don't have it. No, it's all controlled. Right. It's a handful of people who own it and run it for their own benefit. You're going to hear what they want you to hear, and you're not going to hear what they don't want you to hear. Public access, and in particular on Glendora, who says what he thinks and believes. Well, I almost believe that public access is the last free press we have. Oh, close to it. I mean,